Today we're reviewing alien figures. Multiple companies make these figures. I'm sure many of you know, but maybe not know the difference between, say, the Play Arts figure versus the Neca figure. Most of us have. So let's go over the, what do we have, 4 here? We'll go over the 4, 5 here and discuss the differences between them, as well as prices and whether you should get one or not. Alright, so what we have here are 2 Neca alien figures. This figure right here in particular is going to be the one we're reviewing with the other brands, but we also have this other alien, what is it, Xenomorph Warrior? Sure is. And I just wanted to put that out there just so you can see the difference between the two. So let's crack this guy open so we can compare them. Alright y'all, so busted this guy out of the package, the Warrior, the Xenomorph Warrior. I like how this one's got the skull. It almost has a human skull. The other 3 that we're going to be looking at also have the same kind of skull. If you've seen the movie, you've seen the figures, you pretty much know what they look like. They're articulated enough, I can say. Sometimes I wish more with these. The other figures, actually, sometimes I wish less, but make your own decision with your own opinion. So it looks like Neca's trying to do the same kind of ball joints on their figures as some of the Japanese figures do, like Sage Figure Arts, Play Arts Kai and Revoltech. But you know, he's got joint here, ball joint there, so he's got pretty good arm articulation. His arm articulation, and this goes for both figures. And then he's got, you know, these 4 things sticking out the back. I don't even know what they're for. Does it say what they're for in the movie full?
No.
No? Okay. Well, that's just the way they are. As far as leg articulation goes, got a joint here, good knee joint. I mean, you really don't need any more articulation with this, to be honest with you. Now that I'm backtracking and thinking about what I said initially, no. I mean, you can get into some good poses. There, I believe $18.99 is what I paid. You're not going to find them too much anymore, so you're going to have to hit up eBay or some toy store online. Alright, so you want to see the height of these things. What's this stand at, about 8.5 inches? 8.5 inches. Might be able to squeeze 9 out of it if you get them standing up straight. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next figure. Alright, so we get the next alien figure up. This one's by Revoltech. It's a little bit smaller than the previous Neca figure. Actually, if you look at it, he wouldn't even fit in this box properly. It comes with an egg. It comes with one of those creepy aliens that jump on their face. It's got a little bit of different details, and his joints are a little bit different than the Neca figure. This guy will probably run you around $50. eBay or Big Bad Toy Store or something. 50, 45, $50. Let's crack her open. Oh wait, before we crack her open, this is one of my favorite features about Revoltech toys. Not every single one have it, but I like the idea that they've got to where you can open it and actually view the figure. Not everybody opens their figures. For a long time I didn't open mine. I kept a lot of mine carded, but friends at my comic shop, they insisted that what's the point of buying it if you're not going to open it to check it out. So I went ahead and started opening some. Alright, let's crack this guy open. Alright, so we're just going to crack this thing open. And again, like typical Revoltech figures, you'll come at a stand Comes with a box for all the pieces. I really wish that my Hasbro figures would come with these. But the ones with multiple hands, I end up losing them. They end up lost. They end up in my backpack in the back of my car somehow. You know, what the heck. Here comes the alien egg. Can you see that okay?
Yep.
And we got the alien that jumps on the face. These things are cool. I never use them, but I figure maybe eventually I would. It's got a little name display tag, whatever you want to call it. I forget what they're called in an office, but you know, it tells you what the figure is. Alright, so as far as this figure goes, you can probably tell right off the bat that it is way smaller than the Neca one. And I'll show you as soon as I get them standing. And here's why we have this base with the peg hole. Keep in mind all these figures do have peg holes. Even though if I don't mention it on, his leg just popped out. But that brings me to another point. So, can you zoom in on this? I can't pull it out. I don't want to pull it out all the way, but you can hear the click. You can see it move. That's going to give you, this is the articulation of the figure. This is the rotation of the leg. The other figures don't have it like that. There's nothing stopping it. There's pins in there, or almost a sprocket that would work, or that works with that, and that's how that works. And he works a little better as far as holding his position. Oh, this stand sucks. And the leg just came off, but again, that's going to show you the ankle articulation. It moves back and forward according to this, but it can twist, so you can move it in multiple directions. It's got those joints here, here. He's got them in his wrist, in his elbow, in his shoulder. The head moves down this far, and does he have the same? Yep, same kind of joint. And the head moves up. If you can zoom in on it at all, you can see it's got a almost human looking like skull. Pretty awesome. This guy's got it too. Let's compare them if we can. Let's get a shot of these two, just comparing the two. With me holding them, no posing. But you can see the difference between the two figures. This one is a lot smaller, significantly more money to buy one of these, but you get more detail. You get more detail, the quality is a little bit better. The paint apps are nicer. You know, there's always a little bit more articulation in these. You know, there's overall better figures, but then again, you're paying $45, $50 for these. Those, on the other hand, are $20, and you can find them at Toys R Us. Most of us have to get these off of eBay or some other website offline. As usual, with all these guys, the mouth opens up, and his little secondary gross little mouth comes out. I wonder how a lady is like that. I do wonder that. But so here's this figure. Let me spread him out a little bit, get a little bit more of a better idea of how he's proportioned according to my hands. My hands aren't huge, but they're average size. He's got 5 of these little weird things in the back. Does this one pop off? No, he does pop off of the other 2 figures. And I think that's about it for this. He comes with awesome accessories. Again, you know, $40 to $50 range. You know, if you're like me and you hunt, alright, hunt eBay, get on there, search or filter by free shipping, and buy it now. That's what you want to do. I mean, most of the time your figures are going to go to one amount. Buy it now. If you're willing to pay $40 for this and somebody's got free shipping, Again, it's gonna come from China. Deal with the weight, just get it. Save yourself the trouble. That's what I do, and I've been pretty happy since then. So it's about a 6-inch figure we got here. Throw him in there with your Marvel Legends and have a field day. He's not huge compared to the other ones, probably the smallest one, but he's got a lot of detail and articulation. Let's move on to the next figure. Alright, so now we're going to step up a little bit, more like 3 or 4 inches as far as the figure goes, and look at the Monsterarts alien figure. Again, I love these boxes that open up. I like to keep my figures carded, especially my high-end ones that cost me over $100, like these aliens. This one actually cost me about 80 something. You can probably find it on eBay for about the same price. Let's look at the front, just giving you a shot of the alien. The side, nothing too spectacular. And the back just gives you more detail about the figure as the previous box. Alright, so I got him out the box. He slides out the box like this. Still in the clamshell, 2 pieces. Comes with the display for it. They're kind of a pain in the ass to build. I usually use a little bit of super glue with mine once I figure out how I want to pose it. They come with real screws. I mean, real screws on plastic don't really work that well. They don't hold for that long. If you tighten them too tight, you're going to crack the plastic, so please be careful. Tighten it tight enough. I'd say tighten something. A screw on something like this, I'd say tighten it to hand tight, but use super glue or Loctite if you have that option. If you don't, just try not to break it, because you'll be super gluing the pieces back together. Man. New figure smell. It's my Coke. Alright, so a little display piece, an alien right here. I guess this is what it was talking about, the head moves. Xenomorph warrior alien head. Right there, as you can see, he doesn't have the face or similar white going back, almost like a human skull. It's a pretty cool little display piece to come with it. I like this figure because he's a good size. He does have the skull I was just speaking of. The similar looking human skull, and it's translucent up here so we can see all the way back. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be his brain or whatever that is. And then the tail. Let's see how long the tail is. Straighten her out. Just about 10 inches long. It's pretty awesome. This is a big figure. And then where the tail attaches, it's got a joint. Click, 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 click. Similar to the previous figure we just looked at. Most Japanese figures have same kind of joints. It's got a point on the tail. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these things. This one's pointing down as opposed to out like the other two. 2 or 3? 2, 3, 3. Because the Neca alien. Alright. Let's look at the articulation on this. We've got a wrist joint that'll go any way you want, essentially, within reason. Elbow, he's got an arm that goes up. He goes up pretty high. Again, these, you can't hear it. They've got the same kind of ball joints as the Revoltech, Except for, or no, I'm lying. The shoulder just has a regular, what would you call that joint? It's pretty sweeper.
Ball and hinge? Is that a ball and hinge joint?
Yeah, I believe so. Ball and hinge joint. And you got the elbows, and that's same as the other one. His knees, man, this guy can freaking, he can do some serious Indian style if he wanted to. Oh wait, is that PC anymore? Indian style? What do they call it? Crisscross applesauce? I can probably get him to do that, but let's not, because then I'll probably lose the tail or have a piece come off. You'll end up using his tail to balance him if you don't use the stand. I'll try to get him to stand as tall as he can, and I'll give him a measure for you. Bam! And he's at just about 10 inches tall. Yeah?
9.5.
9.5 inches?
Yeah.
9.5 inches. If he's reaching, he could probably make 10 inches tall. We'll put this down next to it. Again, this is the bigger figure of them all. He costs about $80, $90. You're gonna end up finding him at your local comic shop or eBay, online toy store. Go there. The tail's got the articulation. The tail bends like crazy, and it doesn't come apart, which is awesome. You can do a lot with the tail. You can do a lot with the arms. You can do a lot with the legs. I showed the knees bend, crisscross applesauce. Again, here it comes apart, and here's gonna be your joint right here, your ball joint. These are the most amazing things as far as action figure innovation has gone over the past few 20, 30 years. So have we covered everything there, Sweet Shalipa? Yep. Alright, let's move on to the next and final figure. Alright, so last up we've got the Alien vs. Predator Alien Warrior figure. Comes with 2 sets of hands here. Comes with that nasty ass egg as well, or just like the other one did. Similar to the Revoltech, it's not exactly the same, so don't think it is. We'll open it up so you can make a judgment to see whether you like the Revoltech or the Bandai / Monsterarts, SH Monsterarts figure you like. These two both run about the same price, between 40 and 60 bucks, depending on who you end up buying it from. Let's crack her open. Oh shit, look at this guy. I don't remember him. You?
Yeah, he was in yours.
Really?
He's the baby alien.
He goes in their mouth? No, I'm just kidding. Alright, so there's the baby alien. Here's the egg. And the Revoltech, he's open. And it's got the
face hugger.
Yeah, the face hugger that implants this into them. But look what this looks like. And if I met a chick that's had this, I'd be like, what? You know what I'm talking about. It's Tree Sweeper. It's got 2 pairs of hands. I'm not going to take them out. One fell out. I'm putting it back. You don't need to see the hands. It comes with a stand. An action figure stand, which are awesome. That's what I love about these higher end figures. They come with stands. They come with things to help you pose your figure. These, before I really get deep into it, these are, they're ball joints similar to the previous 2, but these figures are a little bit smaller, a little bit more delicate, I think. With the exception of this tail. Can you see that? Can you focus into that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty big, and then you have this little butthole right here. So you kind of gotta jam it in there to get it to fit. I'm not gonna jam it in there, but I like this figure. This comes out easily. His head, all right here, is translucent, really translucent, and it has a little bit more detail than the previous figures that we've reviewed. I think this is probably my favorite as far as detail goes. We can go over the articulation. He bends right here at his, just below his rib cage. His arms up, down. That's as far up as they go. They go down. Obviously, there's his elbow. The previous figure, the Play Arts, has two joints here. So his elbow is almost independent from his forearm and his, what the heck is this, tricep? And then the knee, same thing that the arm has on the previous one. It's got, you know, the thigh and then the I don't know, shin, ankle, and then there's your knee right there. So it's got a pretty good joint. He can do splits like James Brown like crazy. He stands nicely without his tail. It's hard to get the other ones to stand without their tail, which kind of bugs me. And I'll throw the tail down here. I'm sorry, I just didn't want to force it on there and end up hurting something. But we got this guy at about 7. Look at, is it about 7? Street sweeper. Probably 7.5 inches tall.
It's 6.5.
6.5, huh?
Yep.
Alright. 6.5. So, you know, he's a little bit on the smaller side. The detail, he's got major detail. Comes with a total of 3 sets of hands. 2 different ones in the box, and the ones that come on him. Comes with the egg, comes with the little alien worm thing in the tail that you can attach, as well as a stand for displaying him. This figure is going to run you about $65. Again, I think this is my favorite. I do like the Play Arts Kai figure. It's bigger. I like bigger figures. Take up more space and have more things to dust, but it's awesome. That one and this one are by far my favorite. But again, as I will say in every video, my opinion doesn't matter. We're making these so you can make a decision as to what figure you want for your collection. That's the point of these. It's not so we can say this is better than that figure. We can have an opinion, but I want you to make an informed decision based on the details that we give you for the few different brands that we have. So I think we're done for tonight. This is Shane Bishop. We're coming at you from the cave. I've got Street Sweeper behind the camera, rocking it as he always does. This is Disart, Disassembled Articulation. Please like and subscribe to us. We will make more videos. We will spend our money and buy figures for you to make a decision. Alright, later.